Hey, hi everyone. Welcome back to my channel. Thanks for your support. And I'm gonna keep posting real technical content. So please subscribe to my channel. Let's just go into what is today most excitement um, announcement happens. It's Llama 3.1. Let's deep dive into the most excitement announcement happen on 23rd July. So it's a kind of like a massive language model which set revolutionize the interaction with the technology. So how Llama 3 outperformed GPT 4.0, right? Let's go deep how it's generating a human quality text and how it's been trained on a massive amount of the data, what is model architecture, and how responsible it is, and what kind of use cases we can build with the Llama 3.51, and how we're going to use to our day-to-day business and build our GenAI strategies. Let's unleash the power of Llama 3.1. I might have gonna give you a demo as well. So I've been have the Llama 3.1 built straight away. I hope you subscribe. If you're not, like, please subscribe the channel. Let's go into the model information. Llama 3.1 is a collection of multilingual large language model, which has been pre-trained on an instruction tune generative model in 8B, 70B, and 405 billion the parameters. The size is huge, right? And Llama 3.1 is optimized for multilingual dialects use cases, outperforms most of the available open source one, which has been it's been highlighted today's one. So the developer has been Meta. Like Meta is always gonna gives you for Llama for open research. That's I love about the Llama. They're doing it. How Llama has been done 3.1. The architecture of this model is like auto-regressive language model that uses the optimized transformer architecture, right? It has a version like supervised fine-tuning and reinforcement learning with human feedback. What does it means, right? It's being undergone the supervised fine-tuning and a human feedback as well. What is auto-aggressive transformer architecture to do with the super fine-tune it, right? It has a kind of like a design. The model generate the output token sequentially. Consider the previous text is generated. So most of the models is going to be have the text, but it's been has a capability to understand the previous generated token, and it's use those language tags to, to, to generate a new output with the previous data. And it's gone into the two ways which I said it right. One is like supervised fine tuning and reinforcement learning. Why the reinforcement learning is being key here? Because Llama did a kind of a human centric approach, right, which gonna gives a feedback how the model is performing. And there is a debate to use one more LLM to give the feedback, but Llama goes with the human centric. That gives us a kind of like the new way of like fine tuning this model with human creativeness, and that's going to be more safe compared to other kind of like with our large language model fine tuning. And it has attention self attention mechanism that it's gonna take your previous input tokens, and it's gonna have self attention to those heads and capture and provide a new feed forward to the neural networks. That's where we are getting that a consistent multi-layer refinement approach to that one. And it has been introduced the group query attention as well to improvise the inference of stability scalability in transformer models. It has attention mechanism, so that help to capture the context, and that allows the parallel interaction with all the tokens and the input tokens. That's going to gives you more lengthy conversations, which has the group query attentions, that your queries was going to be much faster and reduce the less pairwise interaction, and speed of your query is going to generate it and give the attention. It's going to more high, and it's going to be super fast in terms of like scalability, and it's going to use less memory efficiency, because when you look at the most of the models, its compute is going to be high, but the Llama 3.1 is going to gives you long sequence in the common one. And let's take the key aways in this model, right? So we have 8 billion parameters and 70 billion parameters and 405 billion parameters, and it has till December 2023 knowledge cutoff. What does it means? Like you might have the most advanced grounding with Llama 3.1. That's how it's been performing well. and its token size is like a 15 uh, the T plus. That's going to show you right how vast it is going to be, as it's been the token prefers pre-trained data, and it uses the group query attention to improve the interference scalability. And it's released on July 23rd, 2024, and it been fine-tuned and improved the human feedback one. Let's see like what are kind of how many languages it's been there, right? So because it's been into multilingual large language model, so it has 8 different languages. It's gonna be there. And if you look at here, right, how that energy usage is being done for training this model. So if you see like the carbon emission is pretty less in terms of like fine tuning this one compared to the other models, and it has 15 trillion tokens of the data from the public available sources, which means like massive amount of the data it's been done, and it's been data is freshness is till December 2023. It's great kind of like a one. And if you look at the benchmarks of the model, it's performed pretty well. So it's been touched 85.2, right, to the benchmark. It's been highest in terms of the one, and then everywhere this model is been performing the well. Interaction tune kind of a model, it's been 87 and 88.6, and multilingual it's been touched 85 with the ones, and it has a human touch as well, so it's more responsible in terms of like giving that. So it has supports 7 languages, which has been into the English, French, German, Hindi. It's great for India that Meta has taken Hindi as well, and Italian and Portuguese, Spanish and Thai. So it means like multilinguality is going to be the key factor for Meta. Thanks Meta for being trying for the Hindi as well, and they've been use the guardrails to evaluate this model, and they have that critical and risk scenarios as well. They have been covered. They focus on the effects on the following critical areas, like into the chemical, biology, radiology, nuclear and explosive material helpfulness, and the child safety has been done. And the most important, like the cyber attack enablement, they have been done. So that's significant because the kind of like skill level up training they've been done, and the automation of the study, the capabilities of LLMs is more right in terms of like LLMs is going to be more vulnerable in terms of the cyber offensive operations, but Llama did pretty well. And the study they done into the social engineering with this different cyber attacks, which what it means, right? They've been human, kind of like the way Llama 3 will gonna things when it's a cyber attack's gonna be happen. So that's a kind of a key into the ones. And then they've been announced the buggy bound program as well. If you guys are interested to go and do it, right? So this is about the Llama 3.1, and you can use that straight away from Hugging Face and Vertex AI into the Gmail, and let's do that. So I've been done with Llama 3.1. But I promise you that I wanted to show you a kind of a quick demo how it's gonna works. So they have a key one as well. That's I'm gonna cover into a different topic, which is like embedded function calling. So Mistral has been there because I cover with the embedding function calling. It's gonna embedding function calling is much advanced to that. So I'm gonna cover into the my upcoming channel for embedding function calling. Let's go to play with Llama 3.1. So I've been done with the 2 ways. I've been done into the Vertex AI, and I've been used the one. So I created a Workers AI into the Cloudflare. Thanks Cloudflare for giving that. So the model is like Llama 3.5, 8 billion instruct one. So I've given a prompt. I say like ask model to act as a GenAI strategist. So what is done trying to do is like whenever I'm asking any GenAI related topics, and it's keep on answering to me as a user how good it's gonna works it out. I'm gonna show you. Let's have taken like the strategies to building agentic RAG. So agentic RAG to reason the augmentation with the graph model. So it started giving me that. So agentic RAG model is going to be a hybrid reasoning model which combines graph neural networks and reinforcement learning. So it's a combination of ones, and we need to define that agent behavior. So how agent has to be behave and goals gonna set, and the graph represent the data relationships. That's how the graph is gonna be work, and how the attention for the graphs which he needs to give it, and the reasoning model and how it's going to train. And it's asked furthermore like what are the popular architectures for agentic RAG model. So it's going to gives me the graph RNN, right, and heterogeneous graph network and multitask learning, the ones which I was given. And the more I went to that, I asked like, so it has a previous kind of like generated data. So I asked like, let's go into the deep dive into the architecture and code generation, the ones. So it's given to the agentic RAG model, and it's explained me to how to take a decision making entities and the environment, and how the reasoning model gonna looks like. And it's gonna shows like what PyTorch libraries which I require to do the agentic RAG model, and how I need to define the agent, um, into the self attention, the policy of the network, and define the graph neutral network. So what are the parameters which I needs to be consider, and it's keep on explaining me, and defining those module and the classes. And then I went back and asked like, when I need to use agentic RAG in a business scenario. So it's a critical to understand like what are the business scenarios which we needs to be do. So it's gonna give the recommendation of what when I we needs to be build it, right. It might be the recommendation for the system. It might be the risk management, right, to analyze the complex financial or operational risk, because a lot of times kind of a series of data which has a lot of relationships. So this gonna helps in that way after of doing it. Y- Yeah, let's go into deep dive into the medical diagnosis as well. We can use the agentic RAG. So it's analyze the medical data and understand the diseases accurately. That's where I always says like the agentic RAG is been good option to do that, and it's gonna add more financial portfolio as well, and operational ones. And I'm gonna ask like, let's say it's like some of the recently some of the medical discussion happened, and I'm asking it, right, can I build a model for medical? I just wanted to go into the deeper side of that, and I will ask it, right, can I do that? Let's take the scenario. I'm gonna ask further this medical dialysis. Like let's copy this. So I wanted to show you how it's gonna works into the real time. Okay, something is wrong. It's because I've given uh, the prompt like the one says hi. Let me remove that and let me run. I think like the prompt which I given, it's gonna last like however. See, what this is a problem. It's gonna happen, right? If you are not gonna keep it into the left hand side, it's gonna gives you the more kind of ones. The ones that's where I always gives my system message, and then it's gonna go. Was going to give you the accurate kind of ones with your previous data. So it's trying to give that the way it's going to build it on top of it as well. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching this one. I hope you like it with Llama 3.1, and I'm gonna uh, create one more content for embedding function calling. Thank you so much for watching.